Welcome again to Kaynichole After Dark. I'm your host, Kaynichole, and for any past episodes you may have missed, you can always check them out on YouTube at Kaynichole After Dark. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have anything that you want to share as part of the chat. So let me start with my first glass of wine. Hey Trills, welcome. If you need a dope designer, artist designer for your logos, definitely check him out. Had this wine. So, as you all know, I have Always Keep Your Crown Straight, AKYCS. Do know if you are looking for a stocking stuffer, this is the oil to go to, okay? This is the Always Keep Your Crown Straight crown and beard oil, okay? It has properties that help with growth, moisturization, and shine, and a lot more. But definitely check it out. It's on Etsy, and the link is in my bio. So definitely check that out. So have the jazz, have the wine, and now since we are in winter, in the fireplace. So I wanted to get into the Adult Survivors Act. I'm sure all of you have been talking about it since the Cassie and Diddy situation. That dog. He broke down the fence and he's coming straight for me. No, you can't come past here. You shall not pass, okay? Go back. So, I wanted to talk about the Adult Survivors Act with Cassie and Diddy and everyone putting that through, because I'm sure a lot of you want to know, like, what's that about? Why are people filing, or even having more information about it? Because let's face it, they like to keep us ignorant. And this is kind of important to me because I have been assaulted. I'm a survivor of assault. And, you know, nobody has the right to be taken advantage of. Once you say no, that's it. There should be nothing else after that, especially in New York State. Okay, so New York State recently signed not just a Survivors Act, I'm sorry. Let me actually, because I keep everything up, because in case I don't remember the facts, I want to have it for myself. So it's the Adult Sexual Abuse Act that was signed in 2019. It has now made it so that it extends for anyone 18 and over to have 20 years to file a new assault that has happened to them, okay? So anybody 18 and over has the ability, okay? Doesn't matter how long ago it was, they have 20 years to say something, okay? So this is in the state of New York, so those that are in New York that follow me, be mindful, okay? This is both women and men because it is gender neutral, okay? So watch what you do. Watch what you say, because that's considered sexual abuse and harassment as well. So be sure to be mindful of what you're doing and who you're doing it with, you know. There are times where, you know, we joke with people, you know, and yeah, that wasn't the person to joke with, to make that joke with. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful. So in 2022, May of 2022, they allowed basically an exemption in the statute under the Child Act, right? The Survivor Act, for there to be a limited time for people that have been assaulted to now file and, you know, basically press civil charges for that assault, right? Because all you could do is really press civil charges. You can't press criminal charges because you need certain evidence and everything like that. I mean, if you can do it, you know, that's fine, but it's usually hard to press charges like that, criminal charges, that far away, that far in time. So it's best to do have civil charges, right? And if they break that civil charge, then therefore they have a violation for more misconduct, right? So whatever that order be, whether it be a stay away order, a no contact order, whatever the order is, because they have a usual term order that is basically, you know, the usual BS that you know in the order of protection. I'm not calling it BS, but you know, the standard, right? But there are also other exemptions to that statute and to that order of protection. So there's a stay away, which you can't have any contact. You can't, you know, not even a third party. Then there's no contact, right? And then there is the exclusionary, which if y'all live together, which is something completely different. But I wanted to get into it and share with y'all a little bit about that because it's a big deal, you know, and that's why so many, you see so many cases coming up right now, you know, and I think that it got into the media as it got closer to the closing time, because of such celebrities and things of that nature. And it, you know, I have a mixed feelings about waiting to file these things because I am a survivor myself. I feel that it was hard because I had been assaulted at 2 different times, when I was a young teenager, and then when I was an adult. When I was a young teenager, it was quicker. I was quicker to share with you know, an adult that something had happened to me, you know, and I think that was because it was an older adult, you know, that had done something to me, and I think that's why it was like, you know, stranger danger alert, let somebody know and stuff like that. Where when it's a dating relationship, when it's an intimate relationship, when, you know, you really have had contact with that person, it's a little bit different, you know. You kind of take on, you know, that what did I do to, you know, bring that on? What did I cause? What did I say? You know, just analyzing a lot, you know, and internalizing a lot. And I feel that that could be a probability of why the women are taking women or men, right? Because assault is gender neutral. It can happen to anybody. Why they waited so long. And that can only be my only mindset. But if anything happens to you, right, and I'm telling you for you to tell your children, your children's children, your children's children, that no one has a right, okay, to take advantage of them and do anything to them without their consent, without their permission. And if they are not given that, then they should immediately, okay, take matters into their own hands by going to the authorities. And that's what I mean by taking matters into your own hands. Not actually doing something to them, but taking matters into your own hands as far as going to the authorities. Not waiting, not having a conversation with them, you know, to see what happened or to resolve it. None of that. If you've been assaulted, go to the police, go to the hospital, get a rape kit done, do all of what is necessary. But do not wait for this, you know, to put somebody, for them to face their consequences. Because you don't know how many times they may have done it to somebody else. So I just want to, you know, say that right there. So that's with the Survivors Act. And again, like I said, so many women are filing against prominent men in New York. So I'm just saying, you know, be mindful in who you engage with and who you lay down with and stuff like that. And in so many ways, it feels like you have to have a letter, like have them write, this is consensual, because you can get caught out there. And I don't want anybody to not be safe, you know, because men lie, women lie, you know, so you want to look out for yourself. And that's what I'm going to say to that. Oh, by the way, this is the last glass of this disgusting ass wine. Yay. So this will be the last time I drink it. Yay. So congratulations to me. Yay. Because I'm tired of drinking this nasty shit. Yay. So, disgusting. So, okay. I don't know if y'all want to go by like heart emojis or whatever the case might be. But I don't know how many of y'all have heard about T.I. and Tiny's son, King, going off at a baseball game. Now, normally, this wouldn't be news to me. I could care less, personally, about T.I. and Tiny's children doing anything. Personally, I could care less about what they're doing. However, it seems, regardless of age, that the parental and the celebrity child are unable to see eye to eye with each other, are unable to. Thank you so much, Night Angel Exodus presents for the badge. I really appreciate that. Anybody that supports my page, always appreciate your support, so thank you. So I had to write a list of current feuding adults and their children, okay? So the first one that comes up is Little Bootsy and his daughter, right? So if you're not familiar, I'm going to give a quick snippet about that. He had bought a car for his daughter's birthday. And what happened? He bought a car for his daughter's birthday. Nice, pink, beautiful vehicle and everything like that. Then, I believe her mother hit him with child support, right? So, because he was hit with child support, he then took back the vehicle. He said that wasn't the reason or whatever, but his daughter goes up on social media with the whole whoop-de-whoop. You know, that must be a southern thing, because I don't hear whoop-de-whoop up north at all, but they like to say whoop-de-whoop. So, the whoop-de-whoop that happened, you know, was the reason why his car was taken by Lil Boosie, because the mom is raising child support. Okay. Spider Blondie 5 says, "Is Team your boyfriend?" I want to know why you're asking me that. So Lil Boosie and his daughter, right? Then I was hesitant to know who was going to be number second in this feud of parent versus child, but I'm going to put Blueface and his mom second, right? So if you don't know about all that, whenever Blueface is doing or something, or one of her kids is doing something, Blueface's mom, and I don't know her first name, but Blueface's mom is always in the mix of it. And she's always trying to tell her children what to do, even though they're grown. And they don't seem to listen to her anyway. Honestly, it seems like she tries to be a friend rather than a parent, right? And she's always talking about her boys' penises. I don't know what that's about, but y'all know. So that was number 2. Then number 3 was Coi Leray and Benzino, right? So I'm sure if you're not aware, him and his daughter have been going back and forth for, I'm going to say months, but I'm sure it's been years, but I haven't been paying attention, about how she got into the business, who helped her get into the business, about her giving him money, like this, all this kind of ratchet stupidness that's going on, right? And then, last but not least, King and T.I., right? Those will be the last. So I want to talk about these entitled children, because in all the ones that I named, right, they didn't really raise their kids, okay? From Blueface's mom, her kids stayed with her mother for a time. Lil Boosie, the daughter's raised by the mom. King was raised by his grandmother. Coi Leray was raised by her. So as you see, they're feuding, right, with the adult that hasn't been effective in their life, that has not disciplined them, that has not raised them. And that is and that is what I'm noticing. Like, and these are all kids in the black community. And for the most part, I mean, it's even. I got 2 girls and I got 2 boys. So it's an even split that I posted right here. However, right, we need to do better by our children, okay? We might not think that our hanging out affects them, you know, hanging out late night, having someone else watch them. We might not think, you know, cursing and swearing and talking about sex around them doesn't affect them. Like, we need to be mindful about what we're doing around our young children, and as they grow up, how they see us. Because I'd be damned if I have I push out a child out of my, you know, and they're cursing me out and saying all kinds and talking to me all kinds of crazy. No, we're not going to allow that whatsoever. And it starts at home. When we see them being disrespectful to people, you know, that are just working out in the community, because King has been rude to people just out in the community. For some reason, he just has this like evil spark about him. And it's not truly, I'm not going to say that it's, you know, to his core. I believe that he's a child asking for help because he doesn't feel that T.I. and Tiny have really been there for him. Let me read some of these comments here. Angel Exodus Presents gave me a whole bunch of emojis. Angel Exodus Presents says, Benzino literally needs to chill. He stays hood as all get out. That is true. Chef Boy Artist says, howdy, much love from San Antonio, Texas. Hello, welcome, and thank you. And Real True Drew says, Wu-Tang is for the babies. Yeah. Real True Drew says, my bad, I'm lit. Talk, Empress. Okay, well, you know, you can be lit, but just be mindful of the chat, please, because I am live. And, yeah, I am reading the comments out loud, so yeah, just be mindful. But yeah, so I just feel like they're entitled because the fact that you feel you're comfortable, right, talking to your parent, not just an adult, but to your parent in such a raggedy ass manner, you know, and it's disturbing. And you would think like something in your core, like for me, it was so hard at one point to be rude, so to speak, to an adult, to an elder, because I was raised not to be rude to any of my elders. But here was the catch, right? Because I was starting telling my mom, you know, this person's being rude to me, you know, whatever. And she's like, at that point, you know, respect has to be earned. And if they're not giving you respect, then there's no need for you to give them respect back. And that is when, that was a turning point for me. Because I was always raised to respect my elders, right? But I would have elders that would say crazy shit to me. Crazy shit. I used to have I had an elder one time tell me that I am so dark, that I am so black. And her daughter was darker than me, but she kept on looking at my darkness. And it was like, what are you talking about, ma'am? Like, seriously, I'm a lighter complexion than your daughter, and you're talking about me being dark. And so it's this whole mindset about how people can talk to you anyway or treat you any kind of way. And I feel that at times people think that they can treat children any kind of way because they're little, they won't remember, they won't know any better, this, that, and the third. Yes, they're children, but think of them as little adults because they're going to grow up and take in the information that they've been around. Okay, they're going to grow up and emulate all the bullshit that you did and incorporate it in their daily lives and go about it and think that it's all good. And it's even highly perpetuated even more because it's like the rest of the family is doing it too. So it's like, if I'm surrounded by this, then what makes it wrong? Until they meet somebody that does not know that, and it becomes either becomes physical and violence, or they just crash out. So either they get into a physical altercation that's gonna with someone that's bigger and better than they are, or they're gonna crash out by doing drugs, being super promiscuous, doing something that's going to ruin their life. So let me see what these comments are real quick. Name Justice Presents says, these hood rat ass parents are just trying to get rewarded off the mess they made or expecting some type of respect for work they've never really put out. And Present says, that is not acceptable behavior. It's not. And I mean, but the thing is that it's hard to, T.I.'s what, 40-something years old, 50-something? Like, we can't correct him now. But what he can do is go to therapy with his son. Blueface can go to therapy with his mother, and be able to get those things understood. Discuss them so that they no longer fester. Because in one of, I was doing my research, and they had showed that King had said, I'm tired of them pretending like I'm not a mistake and like they really fuck with me. So it has been interpreted that he was speaking to his father when he said that. And, we are outsiders, right? So it's open to interpretation. But as any person that is trying to, dissect the information, you're going to believe that he's talking to his father. So if he feels like he was never meant to be here, he was a mistake, they need to help him understand that. D.I. Donna, I put the topic I pinned it so that you would see it. And it's trauma. Yes, it is trauma. We act out because of trauma. We don't know how to emotionally regulate. So they have to be mad, rah, and everything like that, and make it seem that they're about it. Even, I would even say, in saying that, and flipping it with Querray and her father, Benzino. Benzino has not learned to self-regulate. He is still very much an adolescent in his emotional behavior. And so it would be difficult for him to teach anybody emotional regulation when he hasn't even learned to learn how to properly emote himself. So all of that needs to be taken into account. And that's again why I say that everybody needs to go to therapy. Check it out once, check it out twice. If you can go like for, a good year to have more understanding about yourself, then that's amazing, because everybody needs it. I'm not even going to say that no particular people. Everybody should go to counseling. Diadana says, parents not going to tell their kids they are a mistake. Never going to happen. Unfortunately, I have seen it. I have seen it in the fit of rage, in the fit of anger, or the child not doing something that they wanted them to do. And they'll say, I should have did this, or I should have did that, you know, for whatever reason. Or, yeah, so it's very much possible that it was said in anger and everything like that, and you internalize that, you know? Like, for instance, I'll give you an example, right? Now, I was told this. I never knew it, you know, but I even took it in. So, I was told, and I don't know if I told this in past episodes or whatever, but my father had already had girls, okay? And so, when I came into the picture, he wanted a boy. He wanted a boy really bad, right? Went to even this fortune teller or something like that, and the fortune teller told him he was going to have a girl. But lo and behold, when I was born, I was advised that he had to be escorted out of the hospital because he had such a tantrum and had such a fit because I was a girl. Now, my father never treated me like he didn't want me, you know. He treated me like he didn't want to be bothered in general. Not that because I was a girl, he didn't want to be bothered with me. He didn't seem like he wanted to be bothered with children in general. And so when I heard that, I went to him. And because I was always looking for my father's like affection and acceptance and stuff like that, you know, I would go visit him and I would punish myself. I remember one time I broke a lamp of his and I put myself in the corner and stood on one leg. And he's like, why are you? I was like, because I need to be punished, you know. And he was like, I'm not gonna, it's not a big deal, you know, it's a kid, you had a Nerf gun and everything like that. But because I wanted him to really like me or whatever the case might be, I punished myself. You know, so what oddness is that? So I'm saying that kids can internalize things that they don't even know about or that people may put out in the atmosphere, you know. And I did, you know, tell my dad that. And, you know, the reason it was told to me was a vindictive thing to do. But that's besides the point, you know. Everybody's growing. Parents are growing. Everybody has to get better. But the thing is that you have to acknowledge that and work towards it and do better. Not just say, oh, I did that and whoops, oh well. No, I did bad. And if I have an opportunity to show better next time, that is what I'm going to do. And that's how you should go about it. Let me read some of these messages. Those that are just coming in, welcome to Kaynichole After Dark. Diana says anger, Diana, or resentment over long years. Yeah, you can have a lot of resentment about your parents and about things that have happened. Night Angel Presents says, oh no, it has definitely happened and does happen, unfortunately, but true. But that's facts. Some parents have said some wild things to their kids, shaking my damn head. Yes, it's so, you know, parents, especially young parents, you know, that's why it is it's a good and bad, you know, when they say, oh, about being a young parent. Yes, you have energy. Yes, you get to be done at a young age or whatever. But then constantly you're growing with your child, you know. Oftentimes you're struggling right along with them because you're not established yet, right? And sometimes you don't know how to balance that. Work, having a kid, you know, it's all new. And you may not have the support, you know, because at least if you have children in in later times, you more likely have the financial support to do daycare or whatever, or hire, you know, a nanny or whatever the case might be. But you have the financial stability to do that, where when you're a fresh parent, you're having a kid at, you know, 20, 21, yeah, you may say some things that are not going to be the best thing to your child. You know, and I implore anybody that knows young parents and stuff like that, aid them. You know, if you see, you know, we gotta do better. We gotta teach each other to be accountable and be each other's keeper. We have forgotten that over time we are no longer our brothers and sisters' keeper. So when you see you know, a bunch of people hanging out at a barbecue, you know, and the kids are around and they cursing and talking about, say, guys, we got little ears around here. We got little ears. We got little ears. You know, instead of being like, oh, fuck that, you know, because it's a baby. Because no. We need to be more accountable for our behaviors. Because we want to set our young people up for success. And that starts from the crib. And I just don't think that we are really getting it. Because I'm constantly seeing the disrespect of children and their parents. But again, most of the time it's of the parent that did not raise them. And that just continue to perpetuate this stigma that, perpetuate the acknowledgement that why parents need to be active in their children's lives. Why they need both parents active in their lives. Why they need, if not, you know, especially if that parent is around, that parent has to be active. Otherwise, that parent will be disrespected in the future. Because they will be like, you did not raise me. Who are you? And I think that, I mean, we need to have kids not have that mentality. But it's like, how can they not when you haven't showed them that they were a priority? When you haven't shown them that they were loved? When you haven't shown them that you're willing to sacrifice for them? And a lot of times, you know, when I was a kid, they used to tell us, you know, don't show your kids, you know, what you're going through and stuff like that, you know. And nowadays, they've actually, you know, encouraged parents to show the kind of a little bit of the struggle so that kids have more of an eyesight. Because, yeah, people take things for granted. People think that, you know, the water that they brush in with their teeth is just free. And it's like, no, baby. We gotta pay for this water. We gotta pay for this water. So, yeah. You got to be there for your young children. And even if you don't have any kids, be a good example for your nieces and nephews if you have them. Or, you know, if you have friends that got kids. Do your best to be an example for them. Because then you get entitled children that are acting crazy and are fighting their parents. And it's just crazy. I've never heard a person say, fuck them, da da da. Like, I wish I would use fuck you in the same sentence as my mom. Like, no. But, like I said, it starts at home. It starts with the parents. And it starts with love. And constantly pushing that out and showing them that they are loved. That they are the priority. I know it's a different kind of relationship conversation tonight. But how we treat our little ones is what's going to manifest, you know, later on. And us showing love, you know. Because if we can put love into our children and show them how to properly love, then they're going to properly love somebody else. And we can stop this perpetuation of struggle love. Because struggle love is not it. By no means of the imagination. So, this conversation, like I said, is to build bridges. And this bridge that I'm trying to help us all build together is a bridge of accountability. That we're all accountable for each other. We are all our brothers and sisters keepers. And we need to continue to learn that. Like when people are like, oh, that's not my mama. Like, I mean, when do we get to this? Oh, you're not my mama. You're not my daddy. I mean, outside of like not listening to pedophiles and shit like that, we should be listening to our elders. Unless, again, they're disrespecting us. And in that forum, I say, you know, it's about, you know, earning respect. Because no one should just be able to disrespect you. Whether you're young, old, or otherwise. Nobody should just be able to disrespect you and then just be able to be okay. Like, no. Major Exodus presents as facts. So yeah, this conversation is to really strengthen our communication, to keep each other accountable and keep each other on the right path. But I feel like I have talked a lot tonight, and I'm just going to kind of be in repetition. So I don't want to keep on saying the same things over again. So I'm going to end this Kaynichole After Dark. But I just want to again tell you guys that you are the prize. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are smart. You are significant. And you are here for a purpose. Never forget that. And again, always keep your crown straight. Take care.